FAQ Friday. I have some fun questions to answer today, and they come from my challenge group, the Like the Lettuce 30-day challenge with Shakeology, working out, and this time we're focusing on incorporating our veggies. So the first question is, and just to give you guys some context, if you're not in the challenge, there are a lot of girls and guys that actually do the challenges month after month, so they continue on their journey, and some are even the biggest losers of that contest from the previous month. But as we go, there's a lot of clear steps to lose weight. But what's not so clear maybe is how to continue to lose weight or how to maintain. So the question today is, how does one avoid or get through the frustration of hitting plateaus, and what can they do about them? Great question. I would definitely hit on why you're frustrated. So really hone in on that. Are you frustrated with the fact that you're doing everything you possibly can and you feel like you don't have the tools and you're very confused? Or two, are you frustrated that you're just not as motivated as you were at the beginning? Are you frustrated that you're not doing what you know you should be doing? So ask those questions first, because those should identify maybe your next steps. But if you truly don't know what you're doing wrong or need a reminder or a kind of kick in the pants, I know I've definitely been there. I know a lot of people have been here, was that you need to start adjusting after your loss. So if you've lost weight, you're actually going to need less calories. And if you have lost muscle, unfortunately, you're going to need to build that muscle up so that you continue to metabolize. What I would suggest, and I had to learn this the hard way, after losing weight and trying to maintain, we start to talk ourselves into eating more calories, and we start to talk ourselves into the fact that we deserve the treat on the weekend. So you really have to evaluate where you're being lax. Go back to the tablespoon measurements, go back to the weighing of the scale, go back to, the right plates, the right portion sizes. I have a book called The 400 Calorie Cookbook, and it was a great kick in the pants for me. It was a great way to say, hey, this is what a serving size of chicken is. Hey, I know you love big salads, but that one's 200 calories and this one's 500. Even though you love your vegetables, they still count as calories. I always get in that trap where I'm losing or I'm trying to maintain and I continue to eat more and more. Even healthy stuff, I eat too much of it. So again, 500 calories 7 times a day is 1 pound to lose. So you just really need to evaluate maybe where you're starting to lax, whether it be on the weekends or it is in the measurements. We might talk about how, who knows, maybe our body's fighting against us. And maybe it is. Maybe it's trying to tell us that we need to be at a different place. But a lot of it is that our excuses start to come in where we start to talk ourselves out of knowing what the right steps are and actually doing them. So I would definitely suggest getting back to the basics, kind of putting a little boot camp on yourself. And sometimes we need that kick in the pants. I know I definitely need that. And then another thing is, I love the heart rate monitor. I absolutely suggest the heart rate monitor, but I want to start using it as a barometer for comparison. So if you can compare your workouts to each other with your heart rate monitor, that's great. So one spin class was 600 calories, the next one was 400. Why'd that happen? And let's look at my day and let's eat maybe a little bit less on days like that. But what I don't want you guys to start doing is using your workouts to eat more. I know that's hard to do, and sometimes that's understandable. But what you get into a trap of is starting to work out too much. You could slow your metabolism down, or you could start to break down muscle, and all of that slows down your metabolism. Or you could start to just not really be accurate with your calories. So there are margins of error on the heart rate monitor. There are definitely margins of error on heart rate monitors on machines. And just imagine if, let's say, you burn 100 calories an hour at rest and you're working out for 3 hours or 2 hours and you see on your heart rate monitor that you've burned 1,000. There might be a little margin of error. Maybe it's 750, maybe it's 800. And if you continue to do that every day, you might be missing out on some calories that you aren't realistic that you burned. So what I'm trying to say is just get back to the basics, adjust, maybe eat a little less or find where you're being a little lax. And if you feel like you're being too hard on yourself, maybe that's the one thing you need to do is forget about it a little bit. Stop counting, stop being so hard on yourself, and just go back to basics. Eat real food, go by your hunger. That's a big thing I've started to do, is that I have spread out my meals. I'm doing 3 to 4 meals every 3 hours if I can help it. If I'm starving, sometimes I'll eat more. But I really am benefiting from listening to my hunger. So find out where you're lax. Don't use your workouts to eat more, and adjust as you lose weight, and then really start to hone in on hunger. Start to use that more to your advantage. And then the next thing I would really suggest is drink a lot of water. So I've seen a lot of challengers go through plateaus, and then their next thing they do the next 2 weeks is chug lots of water and really be cleaner with their diet, maybe less processed food, less salt, and they can maybe stay truer to their homeostasis or equilibrium. Hopefully that's a good place to start. And then on top of that, I could go all day, but there's a lot of suggestions. You can start to add weights. I would definitely start recommending strength training, because it's going to build the muscles that maybe you've lost, or if you've lost weight and you need that kick in the pants, more muscle equals a higher metabolic rate throughout your life, throughout your day. So that's a long answer to hopefully a question of breaking through that plateau. And in terms of dealing with it, don't be ruthless on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. But a lot of times when I'm frustrated, it's because I know I'm not being really honest with myself. And if you're frustrated because of that, then maybe you need a kick in the pants and a reality check. So hopefully by asking the question, that gives you a reality check. And if you feel like this is not helping you, definitely message me and we can look at it. Sometimes it takes looking at it a little closer, talking to doctors, going to more specific measurements like a bod pod, so that you're not at a loss for where your metabolism is really at. So trial and error until you want to be a science geek nerd and go to a bod pod every 2 weeks, which I actually do. So what I'll tell you next is the next question I want to address from my challengers. Plain food. So whether you're traveling or you're limited to choices at an airport, we have a challenger that's going on a trip and they want to know what to eat. We've got a 5-hour flight, which is crazy, and that is long. Oh man, we can go all day long about this. But I've flown my share, and I've done hummus and the pretzels. I've done fruit. I've done the granola bars. I mean, there's definitely very normal things that you would eat. Maybe they're not as fresh, but there's fruit, there's salads, there's a lot of options. You just got to look for them. A lot of coffee shops have them. A lot of the convenience stores have them, so maybe not stop at like the McDonald's or the ice cream place, but stop at a place where you can find or hunt. And if you are at a loss and you're running to your gate, do what you can and just do your best and eat with portion control and just a lot for those calories and try to get nutritious stuff. And if it's the plain and the peanuts are coming and the cookies are coming and the soda's coming, I mean, what do you really need? You're sitting on the plane for 5 hours. Just chug some water or take the treats as you need them. But those things aren't even that bad. They're not that caloric. You just want to make sure you're drinking lots of water throughout the day and eating as best you can. But there's definitely healthy options. I would say granola bars, hummus, fruit, salads, a lot of the grab-and-go stuff that's pre-made, unfortunately. But that would be my suggestion. And, get through that flight and then have fun for wherever you're going. Hopefully we can answer more of that later. But that is my FAQ Friday today. I hope I answered some good points there and touched on the things that you're going to need to evaluate a little closer, whether it be going on a plane and what to eat better, or whether it be, I'm hitting a plateau, I'm frustrated, and need to know what I'm doing wrong. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening, and comment below, actually, if you can. My call to action, I need to not forget this. If you can comment below what's helped you break through a weight loss plateau or a time where you've been really frustrated and what helped you specifically. Everyone is so different, but everyone needs each other to help each other out. Thanks for listening, and have a great Friday. Thanks. Bye.